Am I hearing me? Boy, good. Is it still morning? Yes, morning. Good morning, everyone. Boy, it's such a wonderful week so far. I'm enjoying it. This is my first time being at a hotel. It's very nice. I like the rooms. I'm just enjoying every bit of it. Now, show of hands all those who are sharing that belief that this is a wonderful week so far. Just show me hands for me, please. All right, that's great. That's wonderful. Now, talk to me now. Show of hands who say that I'm nervous, who think that I'm nervous. Show of hands. You're right about that. You're right about that. I'm very nervous, but anyhow, we're going forward with it, right? Now, today we are going to talk about limitless. The topic is limitless, and we are going to focus on limitless. And we are going to be focusing on three things here, right? Three very important things, right? We're going to be zoning in on success. We're going to be speaking towards unlocking your potential, getting rid of pessimistic people and dream killers, and then the logic of success. We're going to define what success is and how it impacts you being able to achieve it, right? So let's get going with it. Now, first thing I need to put out there, I don't think I'm limited by anything in life. And it's not me being arrogant. I'm very confident. I'm a very confident person. I did actuarial science. Any actuaries in here, they would know what I'm talking about when I say this. Look, the only thing I think you're limited by in life is life itself. The limiting age, we call it omega, is an assumption that is made by actuaries that says you cannot live beyond this age. This is your limit age. You cannot live beyond that age. So what that means is that everything else in life, there's no limit to. And I personally believe that, let me tell you, I personally believe that I'm living testimony. Yeah? So let's focus on a few things here. Now, I'm here to tell you, and you can do the research to back this up, that each and every person here today has a brain capacity for learning that is virtually limitless. You know what that means? It means inside each and every one of you today, there's a potential genius. So you explain to me why history has it that for the average man, 50% will be successful, while the other 50 will not be successful, will fail. You explain to me that. No, it's serious, right? Inside each and every one of us today, there's a potential genius. Why do people fail? Why are people successful? You think it's luck? You think it's luck? Anyone? You believe in luck? All right. I know a lot of people believe in luck and they attach success. Luck, luck is the only way you can get success. Let's say a man's successful. Let's say to them, look, you were lucky, you were given a gold spoon and so forth, and all the nice little things that they would come up with. But I'm here to tell you that the only thing luck has to do with success is that it favors the brave. It means that it favors people who are willing to be brave and try things. People who are not fearful of failure. Right? It means that you have to be willing to unlock your potential. The first thing, unlocking your potential. Now, many of us don't unlock their potential, which means they are not successful in the end. Why? Because of that same thing. Fear of failure. Now, let me give you a very important thing. I'm a maths man, so I want you to build on the concepts for me. This is it, right? If a man, the only way, you hearing me? If a man undertakes more than he possibly can do, that's the only way he can do all that he can. Think about it for a second. If he undertakes more than he possibly can do, that's the only way he can do all that he can. All that he can is right here. He undertakes more than he possibly can do, and that's the only way he can do all he can. That is him unlocking his potential. Now, let me tell you a quick story right here, right? Many people, I don't know if you know my story, but I won't be focusing on that much, right? I usually give a quick synopsis of my life and hope that it will motivate others. But today we're taking a different approach, right? But in my early years growing up, I was constantly reminded by people that, look, you can't do this, you can't do that, you don't have a father, you don't have a mother. I was on my own from I was 10, you know. So they used to tell me that, boy, when I was working at the supermarket when I was 10, I was a janitor first, right? So before all this happened, I was a janitor. I started out a janitor, and when I was there, I used to look at the older folks, and they were mopping the floor and all of that, and I said to them, look, this is what I want to become. And they would laugh at me. They say a little brethren come from Augustown, and he's saying, boy, I want to be all of this, and boy can't even help himself. Can't even send himself to school. And people used to remind me constantly that, look, you cannot achieve anything, you will not achieve anything, and you're a failure, quite frankly. And I had to deal with that. I had to deal with that in my early years, right? I used to try, I used to battle with it. I tried many things, you know, I tried talking to people and all of that, but never once did I ever said to myself that, look, I will not be a success. You know, it was within me from day one to be a success. I always told myself that, look, I will achieve. And no matter where I was, whether I was wiping the floor, whether I was packing the bags, listen to me. The first year I was mopping the floor. The next I was onto the bags. The next time I was onto the shelf. And things just getting better. See what I mean? Yeah. Things just kept getting better. And then it came to a point that, boy, I ended up counting checks in a little room, and the next day I'm on the computer and all those nice things. But all of that come from my belief that was within me that I will be successful. And I built on that. Yes, so the first thing we're talking about is that you have to have the belief to unlock that potential. You can't be fearful of failure. You cannot. You cannot be fearful of failure. There are many things. Last year, under the Big Brother Mentorship Program, I took a bunch of university students. Largely, most of them were, well, from middle upper classes, and I said to them, look, there's a need down in, what's that place called? Denham Town, Jonestown, and I said to them, there are kids down there that don't know they're going to school September or nothing like so. It was my 21st birthday that was coming up. And I said to them, look, we're going to raise some money for these guys. Now, these students, these people, they found every single reason why it could not work. But now, one of them focused on the point and said, well, look at some way that this thing could work. Right? I had to be convincing them probably before the last week that this thing could work, and it did work. Right? We may not raise the amount of money we were planning to raise, but hey, we got some students into schools, didn't we? Right? So the important point from that is, and we are going into the next point, we are talking about pessimistic people. People who try to discourage you to pursue your passion. People who try to limit you in such a way to tell you that you cannot do this, you cannot do that. Right? You cannot do this, you cannot do that. When I went to University of the West Indies, they looked at my transcript and said to me, look, boy, you didn't do any science subject in high school, and as such, you cannot be accepted into pure and applied sciences, even though I was qualified to do actuarial sciences. So I said to them, why? They said, well, the university stipulation, so and so and so and so. So I said to them this, I said, all right, give me the courses and let me try them, eh? And they said, well, look, you might not get them, and that means you have to do an extra year in university and such and such. And I said, all right, I will take that risk. I will take that risk because this is my passion, innit? So I took it on, and in my first year, I got 100% in math. 100% in math, right? I got 100% in math. Limited resources, 100% in math, right? I said to them, all right, they gave me the actual science and all of that. And they registered me for the program, and I said to them, all right, let's see how this goes from here. I graduated with an honors degree in actual science, right? So it came from, just think of the scenario of that little boy who came to UA, turned his back when they said you cannot get in, as with a lot of people do these days. As soon as they hear no, they stop. They turn and they walk back. What am I walking back to? This is my passion. This is what I really want to do. I look in the future and say, look, I want to improve the pension system in Jamaica so that the older folks can get more money and such. And in order to do this, I need to do actual science. Then I need to do this and that. So when they are going to tell me that I cannot do it, to me, they are taking away the purpose from my life. And that's what I want to do, and I told them this. So that's important. You have to focus on what you really want to do, right? Don't be scared to try new things. Don't be scared to do it. Let me tell you what success is, people. Success is failing over and over again without losing enthusiasm. Eh? Eh? And the only way you can do that is if you try something, you don't try, you don't succeed, you don't try, you cannot fail, innit? You don't shoot, you don't score. I'm a basketball player. You don't shoot, you don't score. You know how many times I play in matches, man? I can't shoot, by the way, but I'm a defender. And I just throw up Hail Mary shots. And it go in, I win. If it don't go in, well, I tried, innit? And the next time I can work on that. So the important thing is try new things. Now, we talk about getting rid of pessimistic people out of your way and thing, and dream killers. Now, there are a lot of people like that around, especially people who don't understand your passion. I will go home and I will spend entire summer working. Imagine that, man. You go home and you spend a long time working on something, working on it, think it's good. And then you come to someone and you show it to them and say, look, this is what I've done, and, I think it's going to work, and you have all that enthusiasm. And they look at you and say, well, that didn't work the last time, and things like that, and they find every reason to against it. And then some people will turn them back and say, fine, get convinced that it cannot work. And they turn them back and they walk away. What they walk away from? A potential success there. Because the next year, what if the next year they see that thing in full effect, making a lot of money, then they will be saying to themselves, wow, that could have been me. So you have to get rid of pessimistic people. Another thing that I like to get rid of in me going forward is people who don't understand your deep-seated passion and hence always try to tell you that it cannot work or kill your dream in some way. For the Rhodes Scholarship, when I said I want to apply for that thing, by the way, I found out about it 1 month before the due date. So I didn't know about any Rhodes Scholarship. I didn't get no they didn't groom me for it or all of that. I'm just this man here, and it just so happened that I fit the credential for the Rhodes Scholarship, yeah? And 1 month before I found out about it, and I said, hey, I want to apply for this thing. Now, people saw me and they said, well, you can't get it. It's a thing geared toward this type of people and so forth and all of that, and you can't get it. Well, I was shortlisted, I was a finalist, and I gave them a run for their money till the very end. I was 20 years old. I was 20 years old at the time. I was the youngest. The next man to me was about 24. Luke, David was about 23, 24. And I gave them a run for their money. And let me tell you, that made me feel good. I left that interview and I felt good because I said, whoa, I did this and it went well, and, I'm more prepared for the next time. I have 5 more years to apply, and I said, I'm more prepared for the next time. So a lot of people will view that as failure and turn them back heads down. Right? I'm pumped. I'm saying, boy, if I could have done this 20 years old and, these guys are older, finished their degree. I was the only person in an university that got called for that interview, by the way. So, because it's usually geared towards people who have completed and things. So I was the only person. And when that happened, people looked at it and said, I was the only person. The only person.